My 23M girlfriend, 20F, asked me a strange question. I'm white and my girlfriend is black. She also has albinism. We have been together for almost a year. We don't have any problems with race or anything, but she often isn't recognized as black right away and has been treated differently for being albino by both black and white people. We were watching a movie the other day and out of the blue she asked me if I would still like her if she looked like her mom. I thought it was really random and asked her what she meant because she does look like her mom. She flat out asked me if I would still be attracted to her if she looked black. I was shocked because I believe all races can be attractive and I don't have a racial preference. Also, she does look black. She may not be dark-skinned but her facial features and hair are definitely black. I was never under the assumption that she was white or saw her as such. Told her of course I wouldn't, her skin color has nothing to do with why I like her. She said she was just checking. She hasn't brought it up again and everything is like normal, but it kind of bothers me. I don't want her to feel insecure in our relationship or about herself. I don't know if I should talk to her about it again or wait and see if she wants to or just let it go. I say do not mention this insecurity unless she brings it up again first. It's very possible bringing it up again can convince her that you do feel a certain type of way about it just by nature of it being on your mind. If you want to make sure she's not insecure about this though, start laying on the compliments more. If she's the type of person to respond well to compliments, specifically to her appearance, but I say don't limit it to just that aspect of her being. Personally, if my BF brought up a physical insecurity of mine on his own with no context, I would feel a bit weird and insecure. But compliments from him that combat that insecurity would make me feel really good in comparison. Edit, pronoun typo fixed for clarity. Fairly harmless validation on her part assuming she doesn't bring it up often. You gave her a confident reassurance that her skin features are not what you judge her for. Your girlfriend was probably just asking to settle her nerves. If you usually date white women and then started to date her, she may be worried that you're only dating her because of her albinism. If you're concerned you can mention it again just to settle your nerves, but I don't think you have anything to worry about. It seems like this is more about herself than it is about your relationship. You can't prevent all insecurity, but continue being supportive and reassuring and you're good. It was probably just a momentary insecurity and she wanted you to ease her mind, which it seems like you did well. You probably don't have to talk about it again, unless she starts expressing other insecurities about her appearance. My 25M GF lied to me about her age, and is actually 18. I'm shocked, and do not know if I can proceed with this relationship. Long story short, I was using Hinge and sent her a comment since I saw from her profile that we had a lot in common. It said she was 21, goes to a nearby college and etc. She even confirmed that with me, telling me a birthday that would say she's 21. We matched last year in the fall of 2020, and have been dating since November to now. Well, it wasn't until our most recent date where this time I asked if she wanted to get drinks. She tells me she can't. We never really went to dine out often before, but I asked her what she meant. Obviously drinking age is 21 and up, and she said she wanted to tell me for a while, but she was using dating apps while in high school. So at 15 she put her age at 18, and never deleted it. Says she just forgot about it, and I know people use dating apps when they're a year or two younger, but for months she kept it secret. She was my first girlfriend and meant a lot to me, and gave me space because she says she knows it's a lot to take in. Thing is, I don't think I can move past this and I feel we're dating someone way younger than me. She says she loves me and we can make this work, but is that even possible? Edit to add, a lot of people are asking if it's the lying or her age that bothers me. In all honesty, it's both. I wished she would have been honest with me from the start, because I did end up liking and caring for her. I want to be able to have a future and significant other who I can share that life with, and she's not on the same level of finances and life that I am. And like a few have said, she probably won't be for a few years if I do stick it out. Edit, even her confirming with me by showing me physical proof that she's 18, doesn't make me feel any better. Edit 2, thank you all for the advice, and some who have been sharing their personal stories and experiences. When I was talking about this with her, her explanation is that she forgot, because when she was around 15 years old, she used apps where she needed to be 18 to sign up and use. So she made a birthday that would have made her 18 at that time, and told me it felt so natural to her, that she would forget her real age. As for some other common questions, has she done this with anyone else? I don't know about Hinge and with other dating apps. I thought you couldn't change your age. But as far as I know, I'm not sure if she just talked with older guys, or met up and hooked up with them, or just hung out with them. I don't know if she'd tell me that stuff too. I never asked her about her past dating life, but now I don't know if she would. And the one I've been seeing a lot. Would you have dated her / still date her if you knew she was 18? Honestly no. I've said it in the comments too, but I wouldn't have, even if we had all this in common or got along well. Said a lot of times in the comments, but I want to date someone who I can share a life with by having the same goals or place in life. I want to live in an apartment with somebody who has the financial stability and means to do so, and she's not in the place to do it now. For those saying it's not that big of a gap than 21, I don't feel we're dating anybody around 21 to my age, because a lot of people I know are either working or done with college at that point and starting life. So I'd be on the same page as them compared to her. It's not like she lied on a dating app 3 years ago and just forgot about it. You asked her and she outright lied to you. I think the lie is worse than being too young for you. It doesn't matter what she thinks about the relationship working out. You were the one that was lied to, you are the one that feels weird about it, you get to decide what you want. I mean, this whole thing has been built on a huge lie. Was she 18 when you met, or 17? Is she actually 18, or could she be slightly younger than that? You can't trust people like that, and they can get people in some serious trouble. Yet, they don't seem to see it that way, which shows a huge issue. Sorry you're going through this op, but building a relationship on a lie that includes an age difference lie of 7 years is something that would take a lot of work. She turned 18 before we met and matched. The birth date on her license showed that her 18th birthday was in the summer, we matched in the fall. And yes, that's exactly what I feel. I feel hurt and betrayed because I did come to like and care about her. She keeps telling me that there's nothing wrong with us being together now, and things like how we can make it work, but I don't see how we can even do that. She said she just forgot to change her birthday back when you confronted her about it, but when you asked her about her birthday, she told you a birthday that correlated with being 21. And not only did she lie, but she lied about lying. On top of that, think about how many other lies she had to tell in order to make that lie make sense. For example, what grade did she tell you she was in when you first started talking versus what grade was she actually in? Did she tell you she was not living in a dorm when she actually was, etc. When I was 19, I dated a guy who I thought was 24. I eventually found out he was 29. I forgave him and tried to move on, but then later I found out he was really 32 and there were a lot more lies to follow. Be careful op. My sister yelled at me because my body didn't really change after I gave birth and hers did. I'm 20 and my sister is 26. Her baby is 7 months and my baby is 9 months old. I'm a naturally skinny person. I gave birth and my postpartum body isn't that different from my body before the baby. I see my sister every day, we're neighbors. My sister's body did change significantly and she struggles with accepting it. My boyfriend 23 and I went out and my sister and parents watched over my baby. Really, it was my parents. My sister just went to their house. When I came back, everything just exploded in my face. After a tense conversation between us, she started somewhat yelling at me, and it wasn't even for something I did. It was about who I was. She was saying that I was trying to be better than her and walk around like I'm perfect with my perfect little body and perfect little mind, talking to me like I had done something to her. I didn't even say anything back because I didn't want to escalate anything since the kids were right there, and just tried to calm the situation down. My parents told me that they'll make sure she gets home safely, so I went home with my BF and the baby. I don't know where this came from because usually she'll make sly comments, but I thought it was just banter or something that wasn't too big of a deal. Is there even anything I can do? Some of the stuff she said actually hurt my feelings, but I don't even know if me being around is creating a health space for her right now. I don't agree with the way your sister is acting. Is this normal behavior for her? If not, it may be possible that she's experiencing postpartum depression. For some people, depression will appear outwardly as extreme anger. You might want to talk with your parents about this, because your sister is taking things out on you right now. It would probably be better for them to address it with her. In any case, you did the right thing not reacting. I hope things get better for the two of you. My sister has always been a little iffy with what she says, but TS never been as big as this time around. I'll talk to my parents because I know she stayed the night there and see if I can get them to help. Maybe it's postpartum, maybe it's just previous body image issues rearing their ugly head. But it sounds like your sister needs help from a proper therapist. You aren't responsible for her, but it might be worth suggesting it to your parents. Are you okay? How is her baby sleeping? She could be just sleep deprived beyond sanity. Still not sleeping through the night most days. Has there been anything wrong with your sister recently? Has she gone to therapy or maybe has postpartum? What your sister said is not okay. You can't fix it because she needs to fix herself and her attitude or it first. It's not okay that she's placing all this blame on you for nothing. It sounds like she's really struggling mentally with something. Personally, I'm so afraid to have kids because of what might happen to my body after. I'm hardly in a good place with my body now, so I can only imagine how fucked I might be after. Your sister needs to get help and you don't need to apologize at all or do anything. She's the one that needs to apologize to you. We've been getting into more arguments recently, and it always seems to be over nothing. Like before, we'd get into arguments because we're sisters, you know, and you make up afterwards, but now it's totally different. PPD is something she most likely has but hasn't gone to therapy for it, at least that's what I know. Her symptoms are more expressive, mine were more closeted and lasted about 4 weeks I believe. She's been acting this way, angry/rude, for like 3 weeks already, but yelling at me like for real, hasn't done before. I think you're just gonna have to ride this one out. I don't think she's justified in lashing out, and she's comparing a body that isn't finished developing to a fully developed body that just experienced a pregnancy. Your body doesn't stop filling out until closer to your mid-20s. It can take up to a year to see any significant weight loss PP, assuming she hasn't changed her lifestyle much. And unless she goes through another pregnancy, she will probably see more changes over the next year. You just happen to have had a baby when your body doesn't need to work as hard to return to its pre-baby form. She had one right when her body says we like fatty tissues now. I had kids at 21, 26, and 30. My oldest definitely was the easiest to bounce back from. I haven't lost any significant weight since I was 27-ish, aside from the first few months PP with my youngest. I feel sad for both of you. You for being guilted and shamed for something beyond your control, and her for having to go through the body image issues she's facing. I hope that she finds peace soon, and offers you the apology you're entitled to.